My name is Ronnie Bassett Jr. Every driver has a reason. This is mine. I'm 29 years old. I'm from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I've been racing since I was 8 years old. I got into racing by my dad. Ever since I was little, I can remember just going to the racetrack and hanging out and going down to the race shop and messing his car up while he was trying to work on it and things like that. So it's been a whirlwind of a journey. My kids and my wife being involved is one of the biggest reasons that I love short track racing. We're fortunate enough to do some other types of racing that they weren't really able to be involved in. So being able to come back and have them in the pits with us and just take it all in is very cool.
Pinch your tongue with them.
He can't get out. I was doing an interview. I was like, oh, my heart's pounding a little bit. He missed the corner there. Looked like his dad.
I hope my kids don't show much interest in being drivers. I hope they pick up another sport, but Tate has won, he's I think two for three now, so he's got a pretty good record. I think they both look to be interested. They're really young, but at the same time they enjoy going to the racetrack, being around the people, and enjoy doing the things that we do at the racetrack. So if they want to do it, we'll give it a shot. If not, we'll pick another sport. Chase, us opening up the ice cream shop was a leap of faith, I guess you would say. We had no experience in making ice cream or selling ice cream or being anything like that. Being able to bring it to the racetrack and see all the competitors and fans enjoy it and accept Chase for who he is very cool. And just the racing community to be able to accept somebody that's different is very humbling, and I'm thankful that they do that. One of the biggest setbacks in my racing career is when this building here we're sitting in burnt down in 2016. At the time, we didn't know what the future held, to be honest with you. We struggled to, everything we worked for, my dad worked for, and things that we had built was going in flames in a matter of minutes. So I'm very thankful and to be able to be back in this building and still be racing. And it's taught me just to never quit and to keep working hard for everything that you want.
Ronnie Bassett Jr. going to get his second opportunity here, Michael.
So, in my career, I've been fortunate enough to run some Xfinity races and ARCA and things like that. It was, we ran the ARCA for 4 or 5 years, and at the time, with the amount of money we were spending, we thought we could go, run select Xfinity races and be competitive in our brackets. So, we were fortunate enough to do that. After getting out of the Xfinity Series and realizing that we wanted to do something different, we felt like after watching some of the car tour races and seeing the competition level and the quality of cars was as tough as it was, we wanted to be with the toughest competition, so we knew the Cars Tour was where we wanted to be racing at. And we're on our 3rd year, and we're thankful to be as competitive as we are. Obviously, we always want to be just a little bit better. I'm a driver, I want to win, so at the end of the day, I feel like this is the level that we can do that at.
For generations, race fans, teams, and drivers alike have come to the birthplace of the NASCAR stars to settle their differences, but perhaps no more has there been a more important event coming up than what is before us right now, with the Z-Max Cars Tour presented by Sound Gear once again back for the 7th time for the Sound Gear Throwback 276 at Hickory.
I'm always excited to go to Hickory. It's we've won some UARE races there back in the day, and I always enjoy the racing the place and going back to it. So leading up to it, I was excited to get back to Hickory. I felt like it was, I feel like we have a chance every week, but at the end of the day, I felt like it was one of the tracks we had one of the better shots at last year. We showed up, unloaded off the truck. I felt like we were pretty good. We worked on it, made it better, and with the way that place changes, if weather comes in and stuff like that, it's kind of hard to judge. And I just, last year at the end of practice, I told them, just leave it alone. I think we're going to be pretty good. As everybody knows, we struggled qualifying. I think we qualified 5th, which for us is, the pole. So that set the tone for the rest of the night. We got up to 2nd, ran 2nd majority of the race, and there towards the end, we fell back to 3rd behind Connor and Millington, and just thought we was going to run 3rd that night.
Point out, it has to be of organic causes. Hall up to 2nd, Bassett 3rd, Brown 4th, McCarty in a 4-car dot for 2nd on back, knocking on the door of what could be that
flag
first.
in the air. Millington slides up the hill. He's trying to save it. One more lap to go as they pass Brent Cruz. Millington into the back of Connor Hall. Hall is sideways off of turn 2 as they come around to 3 and 4. Who's going to get back here first? Millington into the back of Connor Hall. He spins out, and Ryan Millington is going to cross the line in first, but is it going to stand?
Yeah, when we crossed the finish line in 2nd, honestly, I was tickled to death. We ran top 3 all night. Our biggest thing is we want to be consistent, whether it's 5th, 3rd, instead of going 5th to 20th. So I think that was the 2nd week in a row we had ran, in the top 5. So I was excited about the things we had been doing as a team.
And they have just gone over to Ronnie Bassett Jr.'s car and handed him the checkered flag. They're pointing Ronnie Bassett Jr. to cook out victory lane for the first time.
And pulled up there, and one of the crew guys was like, I think you won the race. I'm like, no, we finished 2nd. And it was kind of just caught me off guard, and I honestly speechless. When they did announce the winner, honestly, I think I started crying. Last year was a trying year as well. I think a week or 2 before we failed to qualify at Dominion, so it was a nice reward to come back and run in the top 5 all night, and then be in the right spot at the right time, and then be the winner. So the most exciting part of the whole weekend to me was climbing out of the car and my kids being there, tickled to death that we finally won the race. They asked me every Monday morning on the way to school, when you gonna win a race? When you gonna win a race? So it was nice to finally say we got us a win. But I want to do it the right way. I want to cross the finish line first and hopefully get one that way. To win 2 throwback races in a row would be really, really cool. We're just excited to get back to Hickory. Like I said, it's always been a good place for us, me as a driver and us as a team. So it's going to take a lot of patience, I think, with the amount of prize money on the line, being at the prestige of $50,000 and being able to be the one that could win that race would be a really neat deal. Me and my sponsor were kicking around ideas, trying to figure out what we were going to do, and we did one for his buddy last year, and he's like, well, just do one for your dad. My dad's meant a lot to me through my racing career. He's always been behind me, whether it's right or wrong, he's there. So I'm thankful and excited to be able to do a scheme of his old car. Hopefully we can put it back in victory lane like he did.